Okay, this lesson is very similar to yesterday's lesson. If you remember yesterday, what we did is we looked at perfect squares and square roots. Well, today we're going to look at perfect cubes and cube roots. The student outcomes are the following. You should be able to evaluate cube roots of small perfect cubes and use those cube root symbols to represent solutions to equations of this form right here, x cubed equals p. P is just a positive rational number. It says complete the third column of the table below. The first two rows are done already for you. So again, just like yesterday's table, we have the numbers 1 through 10 and then we generalize it to x. And I have examples here. When I give you the number 1 and I ask you to cube 1, I'm asking you to take 1 and multiply it by itself 2 more times. So 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. When I'm asking you to take 2 and cube it, I'm asking you to do 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Now you could type 2 times 2 times 2 in your calculator, and yes, it'll give you 8. Or you could type 2 cubed in your calculator, 2 to the third power, which I could show you how to do tomorrow if you don't know how to do already. 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed, and you can see all the way to 10 cubed are filled in for you, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729, and 1000. When I give you a variable instead, I'm just asking you, if you look at the pattern, is to take that variable and multiply 3 times. So it's x times x times x. Cube roots, just like square roots are the inverse of perfect cubes, or perfect squares, cube roots are the inverse of cubed powers. So the cubed root of 1, another way I could rewrite it as the cubed root of 1 cubed, which equals 1. The cubed root of 8. Well, that's the same if I rewrite it as the cubed root of 2 cubed. Remember, 8 is equivalent to 2 cubed, which is just a 2. And from here is where you'll have to fill in the rest. And I have it done for you already. Just follow along and fill in as we go. The cubed root of 27 is the same as the cubed root of 3 cubed, which is just a 3. Cubed root of 64 is the cubed root of 4 cubed, which is 4. The cubed root of 125 is the cubed root of 5 cubed, which equals 5. And then just look at the pattern going on, and you can see you get the answers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If necessary, please pause the video to catch up. And I can generalize it to the variables, or the x as well. The cubed root of x cubed is equal to just x. Again, the cubed root and the cubed power are inverse variations of each other. So that's why they end up just equaling the numbers 1 through 10 or just an x. Being able to evaluate cube roots is a skill we need in order to calculate volume. Remember yesterday, square roots helped us calculate area. Cube roots help us calculate the volume. So that's the important piece here. We know from previous years that the volume of a rectangular prism is V, or volume, equals length times width times height. In a cube, imagine something like a dice. The length, width, and height, they're all the same, or they're all equal. So we can rewrite this length times width times height formula to just side to the third power, or side cubed. Remember yesterday we used that s? We're going to use it again today. So volume equals side times side times side, or just side to the third power. That's s to the third power there. And to help you just picture it a little bit, I'm not going to draw the cube for you. I have one down here already that's labeled. So if I look at this cube, all of the sides are equal. The length, the width, and the height are all the same. So we can label it as some length s. Volume is length times width times height. But since they're all equal to s, it's s times s times s, which is just s to the third power. So that's how I got that formula there. And I'm not going to ask you to memorize it. I will ask you to be able to use it. So given that the volume is 125 cubic feet, find the length of the side of the particular cube. Very first thing I'm going to do is rewrite the formula. So volume equals side cubed. Again, I know I can just use the side to the third power, because it tells me it's a cube. All sides are equal. It also tells me that the volume is 125 cubic feet. So in the V space, I can put 125. Now I need to get rid of that third power. The way I get rid of the third power is to take the cube root. So I'm going to take the cube root of both sides. I'm just changing color so you can see it a little better. Now you can look at your table above. If you know how to type the cube root of 125 in your calculator, that's great. You can go to the math, part of your calculator and look for the cube root button. Again, I could show you that in class tomorrow. But if we go back up to our chart, the cubed root of 125 is equal to 5. So I can just write S, need the pen, S equals 5. So that's the length of the side. Now, hopefully you noticed I forgot units. It's feet because the volume was in cubic feet. And then letter B. There are 729 cubic inches of volume of a paper that fills a cubic box. Find the lengths of the side of the box. Also, I need to be able to fit that box in my car, and I only have a space of 8 inches in my car to do that. And I want to know if I have enough space in my car to fit this box. So again, I'm just going to start with the formula for volume of a cube. Volume equals side cubed. Plug in what I know, which is the 729. And then to solve for the length of the sides, I'm going to take the cube root. Again, I could look at my table above, which I have it just showing from the video still. The cubed root of 729 is equal to 9. So, I can say S equals 9. Units on that are inches. I need to be able to fit the box in my car, and I only have 8 inches of space in my car, and I need 9. So do I have enough space to fit the box? No. Always go back to the question to make sure you've actually answered it. I know I've answered the question, I've figured out how the length of the side, and I told the person reading the question that I don't have enough space to fit this box in my car. At this point, all I'll do tomorrow is check that you have the assignment done and completely filled out from the video.